Hi and welcome to Outwell and to the Flagstaff 5 from our Deluxe collection. This is a tunnel design tent which is aimed to sleep up to 5 people. It has 2 bedrooms across the back, a good sized sealed living space and this extended canopy here at the front, which we'll show you all in detail just shortly. First of all though, I'd like to talk you through the features on the outside, and if I start off with the fabric that we're using here, this is our Outex 5000. So this is a premium quality taffeta polyester material. It has fully taped seams throughout. It has a PU coating all the way around the inside as well, and a hydrostatic head of 5,000 millimeters, so you can be safe to know that you will stay completely dry in this tent. The material on the fly sheet is fire retardant, and it has also been UV treated as well to ensure that it gets even better protection under the sunlight, of course making sure that it stays, it lasts that little bit longer as well. In terms of a frame, from here to the middle part here, you'll see we're using steel poles. So this creates a really solid and stable, rigid structure. We also then have a fiberglass pole at the back and another fiberglass pole here. Now these are slightly different to standard fiberglass. These are actually our Duratec fiberglass poles. So these are a little bit stronger and more resistant than your standard black fiberglass poles, because these actually have a protective sheath around the outside of them. So like I say, a good solid stable tent. We also colour code the pole sleeves just here to match the colours at the ends of the poles, just to ensure that when you're pitching the tent it's nice and easy to do, and then all of your steel poles in the middle here, they're actually all identical, so a nice simple easy tent to pitch. So as I was saying there, it's a good solid stable tent, but that's actually added to with the use of our wind stabiliser system, and I'll just show you now how that works. So just here we have these Velcro tabs. If I just undo it just to show you what to do when you're setting the tent up. All you have to do is wrap them around the pole like this and then attach into place with the second piece of Velcro. You'll find that there's one at the top and at the bottom of every pole all the way around the tent, and this is where we attach our guy lines. So then when you take them out and peg them into place, what you'll do is you'll pull the fly sheet against the frame of the tent, and that's going to make it much more solid and sturdy. So in terms of weather beating tents, this is certainly up there with a hydrostatic head of 5,000 mil for the waterproofing aspect, and of course with the wind stabiliser it's also nice and sturdy. So the guy lines themselves come pre-attached, so you don't need to attach these yourself, and you can see here we're using our luminous guy lines, so you should be able to see these a little bit easier when it's dark. You'll also then see that each guy line has its own retainer, so when it comes to packing the tent down, we can wrap these up in our hands and pop them in there, so that next time you come to use the tent they're going to be easily accessible. We have our aero-effective ventilation on this tent here as well. So there's one panel on this side here and there are some more on the other side. So this is a nice sleek and streamlined vent, but under here you will see there is a mesh ventilation panel here to allow cool fresh air into the tent and reduce the condensation within there, and hopefully keep that a little bit more comfortable as well. You can easily remove these just by taking these Velcro tabs away and pushing down, and you can close that over completely. So as I said before then, this tent actually does have a good sort of sized canopy area at the front here, and if we just pop round we'll be able to see that it is a good size. It's a good height, so you can certainly stand up under this no problem at all. So just about enough space in here to stick a chair in, so if you're lucky enough for it to be a nice hot sunny day, you could probably get a chair in here and get a little bit of shelter overhead, or a little bit of shade rather. Or if it's a little bit more drizzly, then again you get good protection under this canopy here. Then what you can see behind here at the front wall of this tent is a vertical wall here, so that's going to give you much more usable living space within the tent itself. The door is rolled away at the moment, but you can see that it's a D-door style, so that just means that it rolls to the side instead of up the way, so that makes it a little bit more accessible. There's a large window on this door, as there is around the tent, which we'll show you shortly, but I just want to highlight here that there is also a full mesh door that we have rolled away at the moment, so you can leave the outside waterproof door rolled away like this and bring out this door and zip that into position just to create a great amount of ventilation within the tent. So when I step back in here, one thing that you should be able to see is that there is quite a lot of space in this tent. Certainly a full stand-up height tent. I'm quite tall, around 1.95 m. You can see that I have plenty of space above me. We have a couple of chairs in here and a good sized table, but there is certainly still plenty of space around me. And that's certainly accentuated as well with really large windows all the way around, allowing lots of light into the tent, as I say, making it feel that little bit more spacious. If you do want some more privacy though, then each window has its own curtain, which you can see is just rolled away at the moment. But these can easily be taken out and either brought halfway up for a little bit more privacy, or of course they can be fully closed as well. While I'm here, I'll just highlight the strips of mesh which correspond to the outside ventilation that I mentioned before as well. So at the top, in a good central location, you will find that we have a lantern hanging point here, so you can either have a lantern hanging here, or if you've got an electric light or something, that's great for there as well. And then we have cable tidies to keep cables well tidy out the way, which lead down to where we have a cable entry point. So if I just open this up, what you'll see is you will be able to bring your electrics into the tent here, instead of having to have your door zipped open. So, yep. You can see here then there is a side entrance to this tent as well, which also has a full mesh door, which we have in place at the moment. So that fully zips in, and providing that you have the front door in the same, you're going to get great through flow ventilation within this tent. The whole area itself is actually fully sealed from front to back and side to side. We do have a fully sealed ground sheet in here. So you can see that it's bathtub in style, so it's coming up around the edges, so you're not going to have any drafts coming in across your feet. It's going to keep out things like dirt, dust and sand, and more importantly, hopefully keep out those unwanted bugs as well. The ground sheet itself is a totally waterproof ground sheet. Of course, it's got a 10,000 millimetre hydrostatic head, and it's made from a durable double-coated polyethylene material. So at the back of the tent is where the bedrooms are located, and as I said earlier on, it can sleep up to 5 people. A nice feature here is that these bedrooms do come pre-attached, so the first time you come to pitch the tent, they're already in place for you, so it's a job you don't need to worry about, they're already done. The way that the bedrooms are attached is using our wave-shaped hanging point system. So this obviously gives it a really nice sort of style to the way that it looks, but it does have a good functionality as well, which is to take any stress points off of the seam at the top of the bedroom here. So other features on the bedrooms then, you'll see here we've got some handy storage pockets on the outside, and then each door also has some mesh ventilation on here as well. Inside the bedrooms, you'll find that we have some handy storage pockets in here as well, so this is great for books or phones and chargers and things like that. Across the back, we then have a large ventilation panel which corresponds to outside ventilation on the fly sheet as well. So you can see here that this material divides the 2 bedrooms, and it actually zips on both sides here. So you can roll this up if you want to and toggle it into position to create one big large bedroom across the back, or you can have it as we have here. So we have a few optional extras available for this tent, which would be the fleece carpet that you can see here in this area, giving you just a little bit more comfort. There's also a footprint available to go underneath the ground sheet of the tent, so that's going to keep it clean and dry on those wet and muddy days. And there is also a front awning available for the Flagstaff 5 as well. So there you have it then, that's all the features of the Flagstaff 5 from our Deluxe collection. Thank you very much for watching.